Hello, everyone. Welcome to the annual Wednesday podcast, because I'm usually not going to get these uploaded until Wednesday, but we record these on Tuesdays just because. I've been actually doing a good job with having it on Tuesdays, but then all this work and snow days and all that, it's just too hard, too tempting to pick up the controller, Today with me is Bryan from last episode, I think, or the episode before. I don't know.
Nah, it was last episode. I'm pretty sure they remember me. Like, come on now.
Okay. We have Bryan, and then just spectating us is Luke. He's probably not going to speak much, but yeah. So, anyways, before we get into the episode, please join our Discord. It's in the description below. It's also on your screen now. It's just a thing, It's Discord. We talk about tons of stuff in here, and we have bots that you can mess around with, and I like to grow this Discord a lot. So if anyone wants to join, just look at the description. There's an invite link right there for you. Anyways, let's get right into the podcast because we have some good stuff to say today. So, first for the Apex Legends news, since there's not actually a new event this week, surprisingly, even though they had two events, kind of. They had a new season and an event right next to each other. It was very awesome, but now we don't have an event. But this week instead, there's not much going on for Apex except for weapon-wise. The weapon meta is absolutely broken, and I do want to talk about Spitfire a lot, and I am a Spitfire abuser because it's such a good gun.
It's broken right now. I swear.
What?
It's really broken right now. The Spitfire,
It's
you
so
know?
bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the time to kill on that thing. It's a little shorter, or it's a little longer than the Hemlock, but the
Yeah.
amount of damage it does compared to the
And the
Hemlock is
ammo,
absolutely
bro.
insane.
You don't have to stop shooting, bro. It's insane, bro.
It's one of
Like,
the
so good.
worst weapons right now. I remember back in Season 5, I think the Havoc was one of the most broken guns, and they kind of put that gun in the dirt, and now they came out with the Spitfire, and it just, yikes.
Broken. It destroys.
I was looking at this earlier. The only thing that I could think of as a nerf for the Spitfire is to have the mag size decrease almost dramatically. To where a common Spitfire would be 5 shots. A common mag would be 30 shots, a rare would be 35, and a purple would be 40 or 45. 55 is just too much. 63 with Rampart, and with a golden mag just reloading constantly. It's What'd you say?
Oh, I say like I thought you were gonna say it, but like with Rampart, it's absolutely broken.
Oh yeah.
I believe a good nerf for the Spitfire would be a decrease to damage, kind of like how the Alternator got +1 damage with each bullet. But, the reverse of that.
I don't know what they could do with the damage though, because decreasing a damage by one damage point, as we see, actually ruins the gun with the Volt. Because the Volt actually decreased from, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 19 to 18?
Wait, I thought it was 16 to 15.
I don't know. 16 to 15. Anyways, the Volt is actually almost unusable now just because of that one damage decrease. And I mean, the damage on the Spitfire is also terrible. 20 and 40. It's just terrible. But I think the Spitfire could either use a mag decrease or just maybe heating. Heating would also be kind of nice, I mean, they did that with the L-Star, and the L-Star is kind of unusable, but L-Star also has some of its flaws.
It's okay. I mean, the L-Star. I mean, it's
Yeah.
early game fight. It's okay.
Yeah, but like if you drop and then you pick up an L-Star and an enemy picks up the ammo, you actually can't use that L-Star. So that's kind of the issue with it. I think the L-Star needs to have a 20 in the mag almost always. But All weapon meta is absolutely terrible right now. There's so much splits on the tier list. It's absolutely crazy. So, speaking of tier lists, I wanted to make a tier list of all the Apex Legends. And yeah. Bryan's gonna help me with this. Maybe Luke's gonna add a few words in if he wants. But yeah. So, for the bottom of the tier list, I think would be. I do want to say, if this was a ranked tier list, I would put Octane at the very bottom, but it's not a ranked tier list, and Ark's gonna hate me for saying Octane at the very bottom, but you know. But like at the very bottom, I think Mirage would probably be the number 16th. I think it is. Is it 16th?
Wow.
Yes.
Whoa.
I think
Well,
Mirage would be the 16th legend out of all of them.
I kind of don't think that. I mean, I still think Rampart is probably the worst one. I mean, her walls with health, I mean, it really didn't help that much. Just a little bit. It's a little bit waste of ammo, but I feel like Rampart is still all the way on the bottom
I
because
think
I mean, her shield is good like when it's up, but it's just like it's Rampart, you know?
it goes for me at the very bottom 3. It would probably be Mirage, Rampart, and then Crypto, and then Octane.
Crypto.
Yeah, I disagree with Crypto. I think Loba.
Yeah, I disagree with Crypto too.
I think Loba should be down in like D or even F tier. Just
Wow.
Okay, F tier for me. F tier would be Mirage and Rampart. We can all agree with that, right?
Yes. No, not Mirage. I don't think so. I feel for me,
Oh,
Rampart and probably Fuse, to be honest.
I agree. Fuse is pretty unviable, but I think his ultimate's the only good thing about him, and the grenades. The grenades are good, so I'd put him
Grenades
in
are pretty good. The arc
high
stars
D
are good.
tier maybe. So, the list would go F tier would be Mirage and Rampart, and then high D tier would be Fuse, and I think also in D tier would be Loba, or it's a hard one.
Mm.
Loba could be high D tier or maybe low C tier.
I feel like.
Loba belongs.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you can continue talking. My bad.
Oh yeah, my bad too. I think Loba's in D tier because her tactical is pretty bad. Because she has that quick like 2 or 3 second animation of her catching and putting back on her bracelet, which leaves her a sitting duck to just be lasered for things like the Spitfire and R99 that can just one mag someone pretty much instantly. The Volt is still pretty good to do that as well. So if you have like a Volt and R9 or a Spitfire that you just like, queue onto, you just get lasered and you pretty much lose that team fight for your team just by playing Loba.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Luke, because I don't play Loba. I think her tactical is really bad. And this time, I was in a game. It was probably like 2 days ago, and she just went on me. I had a Volt because I still think the Volt is really good, even though about the damage nerf. But I beamed that Loba with my Volt. I don't think her tactical is that good. I feel like they should buff her tactical in some way, somewhere not. But I feel her her ultimate ability. I think it's fine. It's a lot of loot. You get it one every minute. I think she's really good right now. Like just her ultimate is really good.
Maybe C because the ultimate. Because I remember in Caleb had a Loba on their team. I think it was that one time, and she pop her ultimate over and over, pretty much twice.
Oh,
I think it was Arc that was playing Loba.
yeah, it was Arc.
Yeah.
Loba's ultimate's actually really, really good. I think she's really strong in that area, but I do think the loot that you could take from the ultimate should be greater, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Though. I think it should vary around the amount of loot that is near you. I also think her passive is very weak. I think it's one of the worst passives, if not the worst passive in the game. It doesn't help you tremendously at all. But hey, I think a low C tier would actually be fitting for Loba because I do think she is better than Fuse. But that could just
I agree too.
That could just be my support type character style.
I believe that Fuse's tactical is actually pretty good, and the passive to carry 2 grenades helps with nade spamming. Like, I had a pretty decent clip of me getting a few sticks as an Arc Star, which was pretty nice. And if I was playing Fuse there, I could have maybe used those arc stars to their fullest and had more things like heals or ammo in my inventory.
Yeah, I mean, Fuse is good, but I personally think his ultimate's very bad because it's just easy to get out of. You can miss it very easily. It's hard to master. And the grenades itself, the only good nade that he really has is the arc star because the frag grenade usually overshots and the thermite usually doesn't go really anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. And something about Fuse, like Caleb said, his tactical must be the master, but you gotta think about the other legends like Horizon. She can, if she gets stuck, she's just gonna queue up, and if her teammates are there with her, she's gonna queue up too. Look at Pathfinder. If he's the only one that's there, he's gonna grapple out of here, grapple out of there.
Octane
And
will just jump at.
Octane, yeah, with the jump pad. That's why I still think like Fuse is like probably for me in the D tier, not in the F tier, but like in the D tier for me.
It could also just be like, I feel like they released it a little weird because after a big movement character on the scene, Horizon, they bring out the most stationary nade character, Fuse. It's just not working with each other.
I think that it adds a big like gap between the characters to make each character more distinct in their playstyle, which I personally see as a positive as opposed to a negative.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for now, I think Mirage would be the lowest of the low just because of his abilities and how bad it is. Sorry, every Mirage player. Mirage is a good character and he's very fun, but his abilities bring nothing to the team almost always.
Well, I mean, I kind of disagree with you. Because, like, you know, I play Mirage. I used to be a Mirage main. But now, not anymore. I'm Horizon main. But, like, Mirage is still good. I feel like his ultimate, if you get it in a room and a whole squad, your squad is there and another squad is, like, rushing you in the room, you can just deek, like, ultimate and, like, just, like, confuse them. I saw a clip and about these Preds complaining about Mirage in that room, bruh. I was watching it. They were like, they didn't even know who was the real one. And I was watching this other clip, and I wanted to try, but I couldn't. It's often with Mirage, like you send the decoys up on his jump pad. That kind of confuses. It confuses a lot. So I still think Mirage is still kind of in the no, not in the highest tier. I feel like in the low tier, but not the lowest tier.
I do think Rampart has better versatility. I think that's the word than Mirage, though. I think Rampart's entire combat ability makes her such a better damage legend. She's worse than Fuse for damage, I do say, but I think she's just way better in the LMG status. As we said, Spitfire is broken. Spitfire with Rampart is absolutely devastating to every single enemy she comes across. So I'm gonna put Mirage and then Rampart, and then I think Fuse Loba, and then I would want to say Crypto. I think Crypto is his lack of movement is absolutely terrible. I don't think it's
Yeah, I mean, I main Crypto kind of. I feel like his lack of movement. I agree with that. Like just the movement, but I feel
for a
like
movement
he's
based
still
type
good.
game. It's so lacking. It's
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I still think like in those games, like let's say like there's a squad like a caustic, like because I hate caustics. Crypto is probably the counter. Like if you just EMP, the caustic traps go away. You do 50 damage to everyone's shields, and if they have white shield, they're destroyed. So I still think Crypto is a little bit like higher than like the middle, like higher than Mirage, Rampart, and stuff
I
like
believe
that.
he belongs in C tier due to his scouting capabilities with the camera, the ability to see if squads are nearby you based on the banners, and also, as Bryan just said, the ability to destroy Cossack and Watson traps, and even Rampart shields, I believe now, or at least crack them. I don't play Crypto, but
yeah.
his ability to just break a room that's being camped and give everyone near you, like your teams, a better chance to push in and win is good. Like if me and my brother ran into a game on diving board where there was a Caustic, a Watson, and a Rampart all camping in diving board, he EMP'd on that room, and we were able to push in and get that squad wipe.
Yeah, I do say I really think Crypto is almost a mid C for me. I just think alone with the lack of a mobility, there's almost no chance for him to push up on a squad when he EMPs.
But Apex is a team game.
It is a team game.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
But alone as a character, I would put Crypto in mid C.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, I mean, I feel like Crypto, you can play in pubs, probably like practice his drone because Crypto's kind of hard to use, you know? You can't escape. You gotta be kind of safe, kind of hiding behind cover. Yeah, my bad. And like, you gotta master his drone, like I was saying. And I feel like you can only use him probably in rank or probably in tournaments. That's it.
Yeah. And then I think next would be Bangalore.
I think Bangalore belongs in C tier.
I think she's a little high C tier. I don't think
She's alright for me. I don't play her. I mean, I think she's okay.
Bangalore can be a component to a team. Like if you're running a Bangalore and a Mirage, or Bangalore and a Bloodhound,
Yeah.
or even, you can have those scans, and your opponent has no idea where you are, but you can see them through her smoke. Now, Digi-threats can kind of like cancel her ability out, but her ultimate can still be used as a fear factor or as a factor to help you push. You know?
Yeah.
Makes her a high C tier above Crypto, but her and Crypto together could be like an A tier squad.
Yeah. And then I think after Bangalore, I would put who was I thinking? Octane.
Octane is a pretty selfish character. He's able to be on his own for a while. Like, he has his stim, doesn't help his team. His ultimate can help his team, but his
ultimate, I think, is the only good thing about him, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
His stim doesn't give much speed, and his passive. I mean, his passive's okay, but it's really selfish, and it kind of cancels out Lifeline.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true. And I want to say, like, I feel Crypto. I mean, not Crypto, Octane. He's a little bit higher, because of Apex meta, everything's different now. Crypto, and you add a Revenant, you Revenant totem, you jump pad to the other team because Octane's jump pad is really good right now. That's kind of broken, not gonna lie.
I don't think it's broken. I think it's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think it's actually average. I do think Octane's above average, but I do not think he's above average by a lot.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you something. I was playing ranked. I got Octane jump pad with a Revenant, and there was a charge tower nearby, and they did it to me twice. I say that was pretty broken, because right now, because I play rank mostly, right now, like, King's Canyon, charge towers is pretty broken, like, if you time it a little bit right. And if it's kind of safe, it's kind of broken. Well, for me.
Yeah, I personally just think, I don't know. I haven't come across a bunch of experiences where Octane was actually, like, powerful enough to do stuff. Jumping in, I still think he's a little vulnerable. That's kind of where you need to get the hits on before he lands. It's interesting. I do think he's still just above average, but not by a lot.
Well, they don't let you dodge attacks, like, it can throw off someone's shot. Like, if you're getting shot at by a crate, but let's say you're, like, final 3 squads, and you're an Octane, and there's other guys, like, I don't know, whoever they'd be. And they have Cravers, and you jump pad, and you're on that set path, they land it up, and you just press that A button, and bam, their entire shot gone. You're able to land safely, assuming you don't land right on top of someone and get lasered.
Yeah. I think in the next tier, I'm thinking that one of the best people would be Lifeline.
I think Lifeline might even be an A tier legend.
I think she's annoying, but I still think her package is very bad for an ultimate. Her passive's really the only good thing.
Yeah,
Her
I feel
infinite heals is also nice.
Yeah,
Her-
I feel like her passive, like
Her are good.
it's weird, you know, because like you like if you knock somebody and they have a lifeline, they're rezzing him, and like you feel in the game like you want to push that because they're rezzing and you want to kill the res immediately because you don't want them to pull out the res. That's why I
Yeah.
think Lifeline is pretty top tier, but not that top, but she's pretty good. Like
think her
her
passive is
ultimate
really
is not that good.
Maybe B for the ultimate being bad, you know?
I
'Cause
think B
it's like-
tier is very safe for Lifeline.
High
I-
B tier for me.
I like to talk about Pathfinder.
Do you think Pathfinders? I think Watson would actually join Lifeline in B tier.
This can be
Mm,
available with terrain and a gun, which are two big things in Apex Legends. You know, a land and guns. Pretty big in a battle royale.
Yeah.
But her ultimate can prevent fuses. Is like a thing that happens.
Her ultimate can be good to both the enemies and the team now, or bad for both the enemies and the team, because although it prevents nades, it also prevents nades outside. It prevents a horizon tactical. I noticed that the other day. I hate it. That's so bad. It prevents gas clouds, which is good. Like, but if you're on the receiving end of or if you're not on the receiving end of the gas cloud, and someone tries to throw a gas cloud out to you, and they get blocked by their own Watson pylon, then it's kind of game over for them because they've wasted their ultimate, and it's
well, I think Watson is okay. I think she's a lower B for me. I mean, as like I feel
lower
sometimes
than
like
Lifeline.
no, I feel Lifeline's higher, and then Watson is a little bit lower. I mean, she's only good like. I mean, I don't see her get played in ranked. I feel only in competitive meta, but people barely play in competitive like tournaments now. And I think her like ultimate pretty annoying. You can't put nades there because they block it, and Horizon's it blocks it too. And as a Horizon main, you know, it's kind of like lame. Like it just kills the whole vibe that it gets destroyed. So
Yeah.
I put her like she's good. That's why. But I put her like in a lower B tier because no one uses her that much.
I agree.
But
I think it'd be Watson and then Lifeline.
yeah, and on that note of Caustic's ultimate, Caustic, I think he also belongs in B tier.
What?
I think
No, bro.
only good thing is holding a building. He does it very well. Even to crypto, he actually does it well because after his traps are destroyed, he could just replenish them if he has them.
True.
But
So
his fortified perk, that's like 15% damage off, I think, right?
I can't remember.
So he gets that extra damage off, and his ultimate is really good in Final Ring.
Yeah,
You're on Final Ring, bam. They have to choose between Storm or being blind and getting lasered.
the only problem I see with Caustic is that he has no mobility. He doesn't have any good way to really rotate at all. Terrible rotation, terrible mobility, and he also has terrible speed, of course. It's definitely I don't know. He's a very good combatant, but he's terrible for 1v1s. He's easily shot at. It's pretty bad.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like about the mobility, I still think that he's better. Like in the crypto situation of mobility, I think he's better than crypto because crypto stays a little bit behind still from the team.
Yeah. So I think I agree with Luke on here. I think Caustic is high B tier, above Lifeline, but below some of the characters we're about to get into. And then I think that brings me to Pathfinder.
Yes.
Dang.
Old man.
I do think Pathfinder has still been kind of bad. I mean, he's a low A tier right now. I do admit. I think Pathfinder is still a pretty good character. I don't think he's as good as Wraith, Gibby, or Horizon, though. I think they all beat him.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, most of Pathfinder was suffering like in the middle of the season, kind of, because he was kind of broken, like probably season 1, season 2, and then season like 4, 5, 6, 7. He was like poor Pathfinder. Like I mean, and I feel like his what's his kind of the 15% more damage he takes. I think that's pretty bad too for him, and his bigger hitbox it makes him a little bit bad. So I agree with Caleb. I mean, I play a little bit Pathfinder. He's not bad, but like I think he's in the A tier, but like in the low A tier.
Yeah,
I'd agree with an A minus.
I
Another
think yeah.
I'd say it's A minus is Bloodhound. Their scan is pretty good. Their passive is very useful in most situations, but ultimate can be seen as lacking. I personally feel as though their ultimate is amazing because the extra move speed and the footprints are great. The only bad thing about it is it makes a lot of noise because your characters are like the entire time of it. That heavy breathing, which can alert enemies of your position and will let them prepare for you. But the movement speed bonus and the whole digi-threat permanent thing that again merges well with Bangalore
And
is
Caustic.
yeah, and Caustic is a thing I'd say is pretty good.
Yeah. I do agree with you. I think Bloodhound's a little there too. I think he's one of the only characters whose abilities are all really good, but they're all really average. That's the only thing. He does what Crypto does, but a lot better because he has the mobility next to it, but a lot shorter range, and not constant scans. But I do think, yeah, I do agree with you. I think Bloodhound is where he's supposed to be right now. And that
Yeah,
brings me to Horizon.
Horizon.
I'm a Horizon main myself. Bryan is too, and I think we can both agree that Horizon is still just worse than Gibby and Wraith.
Worse?
I like
Wait,
I do,
Horizon?
yeah.
S tier, dude.
No way. Yeah, I was gonna say like an S tier, bro. If there's an S
Oh,
tier.
this is S tier. This is S tier.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should have said that first.
Low S tier, I think, would be Horizon.
I'm not
Nah.
Wraith, Horizon, Gibby for S tier. Going lowest to highest. Like Wraith is
Oh.
because her thing, like her tactical taking so long now. Not good, man. She's still S tier because her ultimate is good. Her passive is good. But like her tactical, man, it takes a while. You can get beamed. Because you're defenseless and you're just standing there. Like those are two bad things in Apex, you're gonna get stabbed.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of true.
I do
Cause
also
like,
don't like Wraith's passive because if they are aiming at me, most of the time they're going to shoot at me. Kind of how the video game works,
But it can give you that opportunity to maybe hit a crouch and not get shot.
Yeah.
Or walk to the left and still not get shot. Like on grow towers, it's important because grow towers is spinning, so you have to accommodate for grow tower spinning and then your random spurts of movement afterwards. Like that's pretty good.
I don't want to come off as like a Horizon main because there's gonna be some bias with Horizon. I do think Horizon's a little worse than Wraith, just in a sense of her ultimate. I think Horizon's ultimate's very bad. But I mean, it's good in situations if the team's being campy and also with Fuse. But then again, in the same sense with Fuse, you're only getting sucked in the middle, not in the outskirts. And sometimes with Fuse, again, the nades, they can escape it before a nade even hits the ground. Maybe some work there. I don't know. And then her passive is decent. It's little unnoticeable, but it is decent. You get a slide off while you jump. Yeah.
What is her passive actually?
It's soft landing. It's when you fall into a ground, you actually slide instead of like just hitting the ground.
Yeah, I feel the difference when you play. If you're playing a different legend, you can feel the difference on the passive. Like if you jump off a building, it's a little harder than Horizon.
Yeah.
Her passive actually seems pretty okay. I don't say her passive is garbage and unusable, but I won't say her passive is like S tier required because the enemies will accommodate for you to hit that ground and get shot. But with Horizon being able to like slide like that, it seems like that would add a bit of extra help to you not getting shot as soon as you land.
Yeah, I think her tactical is really powerful. And after receiving a nerf, like Pathy's received a nerf, not like as major. This is the first time Pathy ever got a nerf, and it was very slight. Horizon got the same thing, and it's hopefully the cycle does not continue. Hopefully he doesn't get nerfed as much as Pathy did, but still. And then our final legend, I do madly agree. Gibby is the number 1 legend in Apex Legends.
I think you have a learning curve though. Like, I personally get destroyed if I play Gibby. Because I don't play tanky boys like Gibby.
Also, I think we forgot Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
you want to talk about Revenant real quick?
Revenant's going to be a low A tier for me.
Yeah, I agree.
A B tier, actually. Because
High B.
His tactical, like, what even is that? It's dumb. It's like, you don't have a tactical, but neither does your enemy. It's exactly.
Tactical is only good on movement characters.
I feel like it's pretty. His tactical is good on Horizon, because sometimes you're in the open at Horizon, and you're trying to make like a play. You're trying to go up and throw your ultimate, and sometimes you're open in Horizon, and if Revenant comes in, blocks your Q, and now you're just standing there like a sitting duck, and then they can just beam you if you're in the open.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's low A tier. Just don't think he's that good.
I think he's on like the cusp of B and A. He's like right in between. B.5. No.
B.5. Doesn't that just B plus?
But in all reality, I do think Revenant's very strong. His ultimate's one of the best things about him. The recharge time is a little high. His passive, what even is his passive? Climb higher is terrible. Worst passive probably in the entire game. Actually, Loba's is. His is second worst. But yeah, I do think Revenant's very lacking in his tactical and passive. But I think
we are forgetting a lot of legends.
Oh yeah. And then finally, Gibby, of course. I don't think there's any opposing ideas about Gibby being number 1 because of his gun shield, way overpowered, one of the best things in the game, probably the best passive in the game.
It takes shots to put him down, like 1 for the shield, 1 for the bot, and then another 1 for the body. It's like 3 whole Kraber shots, man. That's like 5 seconds your enemy's not doing anything, which for a lot of death for the person who has the Kraber and not the Gibraltar.
The dome is just so powerful. It's so good for rotation, so good for just blocking, nades, spam, everything. And his ultimate is also really good because it fits right in with his dome. It also gets the team off of you, maybe even wins high ground for you. All that stuff. And all of his abilities are really good. I don't think there's any other idea that Gibby is number 1. So yeah, I think that's our tier list, and I think that's our podcast because we are really up on time here already. So, join our Discord if you guys want. Any other things you guys want to add, Bryan and Luke?
I feel like we forgot on our tier list.
What tier list? Oh,
what tier list?
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of something else. That's so dumb.
Alright.
In someone, but if we forgot them, they're probably not that important.
Yeah, I don't think we're missing.
I'm like thinking, who are we missing?
We're not missing anyone. We got everyone.
We don't have tier list maker or whatever that website is.
Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Really hope you enjoyed. Please join our Discord. Please look at our medias. Everything's going to be in the description. This is going to be posted on Wednesday, February 17th. And I don't know what the title's going to be yet. Probably Future Me's going to think of it. That's probably going to be Apex tier list. Next week, we're going to have another clip segment. I know we forgot it this week. We kind of went long in that segment. So we're just going to end it there.
Yeah, going over 16 legends takes quite a while.
It really does. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you later.
See you guys.